This program is about the subtleties of the multifaceted profession, the program Diplomats Live, to meet people who carry the mission of rapprochement of nations on the basis of mutual understanding and cooperation. About the common Caspian Sea, the ritual Sırgasalu, and the love of fish, Rashad Mamedov, ambassador of Azerbaijan to Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan is a Muslim country, just like ours. It is located on the other side of the Caspian Sea. We share Caspian Sea with them. The capital is Baku. Our countries are very similar in culture and languages. I know that this is an independent state, located on the coast of the Caspian Sea, the former Soviet state. It is a part of the international organization CIS. I know that the capital of Azerbaijan is Baku. They have oil and gas. They have great resorts on the shore of Caspian Sea. I wish that we had the same great places along the Caspian Sea. They use all their resources at 100%. Baku is divided into two cities, old and new. They share a large brick wall. Azerbaijan is a very strong developing country, which is raising its internal economy. We need to follow their example, develop an internal sales market. Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan are friendly countries. We have a common glorious history and genetics, common traditions, common customs that we keep and pass on from generation to generation. And it is precisely these traditions of ours that never let us down. They bring us together.
Именно вот эти традиции наши общие, которые нас никогда не подводили, они нас сближают.
We are Turkic people, and it will be easier for us to name what is different between us. The fact is that in the first years of work, it will soon be 10 years since I have been working in Kazakhstan. I really paid attention to it. When I served my mission as a general consul on the west of Kazakhstan, I was invited to a lot of weddings, not only in the city, but also in the villages. I attended funerals and saw that all of our customs and traditions are very similar.
For
example, we have a tradition of Sırgasalu. We call it Sırgasalmak, and when the groom's parents go to visit the bride, they hand her earrings, put it in her ears in a literal sense. This means that this bride is taken.
Мы выделили Казахстану на основе долгосрочной аренды.
We allocated a half hectare of land for long-term lease in Baku. Kazakhstan allocated the same plot of land to us. Literally, immediately after the signing of the agreement on the transfer of land, Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan began construction of their diplomatic missions in Baku and Astana. We almost simultaneously completed the construction of the embassy complexes of Azerbaijan in Astana, and Kazakhstan completed the country's embassy in Baku. Both of these buildings are very beautiful, adorn both Baku and Astana.
Украшают и Баку, и Астану. Я думаю, что я смог создать уют.
In the office, I think what I was able to create coziness for my full-fledged activity, work. This is my aquarium. It can be said it is my weakness. Since my childhood, I have had fish even during the period when I worked as a diplomat in Moscow, in our embassy between 2001 and 2006. My aquarium was there, then I moved to Baku. I was appointed to the post of Consul General in Aktau. I worked there for 7.5 years. In my office there was an aquarium. but a little bigger than this one. And without breaking the tradition, after moving to a new workplace, I decided to get fish here too, because I'm friends with them. Every morning when I come to work, I feed them. I look at them as if they're communicating with me, and I know all of my fish.
Я на них смотрю, как будто они со мной общаются. И я знаю всех моих рыбок. Семь с половиной лет проработал в Актау. Это на берегу Каспия. Сам Бог велел быть.
I worked in Aktau for 7.5 years. This is on the shore of the Caspian Sea. God himself ordered me to become a fisherman. And in Aktau, we went for fishing trips for a few hours, 3 to 4 times a week. It calms me down. Sometimes it's more athletic. We catch and release. But I can say for sure that this is the most important hobby of mine.
Я уверенно могу сказать, это самое главное хобби. Но сейчас вот в приоритете общение с детьми.
Now my priority is to communicate with my children. This is very important. The children of diplomats are born in different countries. I have 3 children. The eldest was born in 2006. He was born in Moscow, when I worked in our embassy in Moscow. My second son was born in Baku in 2007, when I was working in the foreign ministry. The third child is my daughter. She was born in Aktau, when I was the Consul General in Aktau. She practically lived here all her life. She was born in 2009. She's 9 years old, and she knows Kazakhstan better than Azerbaijan.
В Актау, и она практически всю свою жизнь прожила здесь. Ей сейчас, она 2009 года рождения, ей 9 лет, и она лучше знает Казахстан, чем Азербайджан. Я отвечаю на все их вопросы, которые...
I answer all their questions, which they want to ask, and there are hundreds of them. And I think that this is very important. If we miss this moment, we will not notice how our children grew up. And so I believe that, along with the state office, with the service I perform, there's another service, to be a parent. This is the biggest job. I must be able to fulfill it very honestly and competently.
Должность родителя – это самая большая должность, и должен суметь его выполнить очень честно и грамотно. Это небольшие сувениры, связанные с Азербайджаном.
This is a small souvenir from Azerbaijan. A lot of guests come to my office, and these souvenirs tell a lot about Azerbaijan. That is before our guests ask me questions. They already learn about the culture of Azerbaijan, about traditions, about the art of Azerbaijan. It's a Maiden's Tower. As you know, we adopted 3 state programs on tourism development in Azerbaijan. Despite the fact that about 86,000 square kilometers of the territory of Azerbaijan is almost half the size of the smallest region of Kazakhstan, there are 7 international airports which allow international flights not only to the capital, but also to the regions.
Позволяют осуществлять полеты, международные полеты не только в столицу Азербайджана, а и в регион Азербайджана. Дорожная инфраструктура, газификация страны, электрификация страны, создание новых отелей.
Road infrastructure, gasification of the country, the creation of new hotel attractions, all these projects require multi-billion domestic investments in the country. They allow the development of non-oil sector, including tourism. It is necessary to instill in our young states a culture of communication with tourists. Tourist is not always right, but he's a tourist, he's a guest, and subconsciously, we must understand that we need these tourists. The tourist brings with him not only financial means, he brings his culture, development, experience, and so on.
Мы нуждаемся в этих туристах. Турист с собой привозит не только финансовые средства, но он привозит свою культуру, развитие, опыт и так далее. Азербайджан, Казахстан хорошие партнеры.
Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan are good partners. We cooperate perfectly at international venues. We support each other's undertakings. Kazakhstan invested in the construction of its Zhezkazgan-Beyneu railway section. It is just over 1,000 kilometers, and thus connected the railway system of Kazakhstan with the Aktau port and the new seaport Kuruk. Kazakhstan invested in the construction of the highway, which connects Aktau with the Atyrau region. All these infrastructure projects were fulfilled because Azerbaijan was ready to accept these goods.
И все эти инфраструктурные проекты были сделаны потому, что Азербайджан был готов принять эти грузы. Поэтому в этом смысле мы взаимодополняющие, мы открываем новые перспективы.
Therefore, in this sense, we're complementary. We're opening new prospects for each other. Our investments, our money, our fortunes work not only in our economic situation, our people, but it opens new opportunities for us. We've increased the flow of cargoes through the territory of Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan several times to other countries. We are increasing container transportation through the territory of Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, further into Black Sea ports or through Turkey to other countries.
Через территорию Казахстана, Азербайджана, Грузии, дальше Черноморские порты или же через территорию Турции в другие страны. Мы покупаем в Казахстане зерно, мы покупаем.
We purchase grain in Kazakhstan. We buy metals, other natural resources, food products, candies, flour, and so on. We export oil equipment, other types of agriculture, ready-made agricultural products, which we grow in Azerbaijan.
Экспортируем другие виды сельского хозяйства, готовую продукцию, которую выращиваем в Азербайджане.
At the International Book Exhibition in Astana, we held a presentation of a documentary film dedicated to the 100th anniversary of the establishment of the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic called A Trip to Eternity. This is our national stand within the framework of the exhibition, where they exhibited books of Azerbaijani writers and poets as well as materials for children. Two people, one destiny. This book begins with the shores of the Caspian Sea from the Baku side and ends with Aktau. This book shows the commonality of our traditions and customs. This is the first and only book in which we compared Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan. These are historical monuments dating back to the ancient centuries, the Middle Ages and our centuries. How Sufism developed in parallel, both there and here. How did Islam influence our development? We covered the Soviet period and the resettlement. The book is in two languages, Kazakh and Russian. For the first time, data collected from archives about settlers is collected in one book. More than 200 people gave interviews for this book. This is a very interesting book. This year marks the 95th anniversary of the birth of Azerbaijani leader Heydar Aliyev. The autobiographical book of Heydar Aliyevich coincides with his jubilee. It is translated into Kazakh, the foreword to which was written by the national leader of the Kazakh people, Nursultan Nazarbayev. In the first years of independence, Heydar Aliyevich stood at the helm of power and brought his country to its greatest development. He is the architect of Azerbaijan, because it was he who determined the oil strategy, which became the basis of the economy of the Republic of Azerbaijan.
Наш соотечественник, который проживает в Москве, является гражданином.
Our compatriot who lives in Moscow and is a citizen of the Russian Federation, the famous popular singer Emin, visited Kazakhstan with his first concert. The public of Kazakhstan, including the Azerbaijani diaspora and the solicitude of the Republic of Azerbaijan, we all supported him. We believe that he also contributed to the strengthening of cultural ties between Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan.
Он тоже внес свой вклад в укрепление культурных связей между Казахстаном и Азербайджаном.